This is the most cost-effective high-end AM5 motherboard that you can find on the market today. It is the MSI MAG X870E Tomahawk Wi-Fi motherboard. In this video, we're gonna open it up. I'm gonna show you what comes in its box, and also I'm gonna talk about its specifications, its ports, and also I'm gonna show you the headers on it. So let me start first by opening the box and showing you what comes in the box. Let's open the box. This motherboard supports and is designed for AMD Ryzen 9000, 8000 and 7000 Zen 5 CPUs. And this is everything you get in the box. You have some documentation and some labels. You have the very good looking and very well made motherboard, 2 SATA cables, an easy front panel cable, and this is the Wi-Fi 7 antenna. This is a 1 to 3 easy connection cable. I'm gonna show it to you later. A USB drive with software on it, and an M.2 key, and also a screw. So I chose this motherboard for 3 main reasons. The first reason is that the X870E has 2 chipsets, and the second reason is that it has USB 4 40 gigabits per second, and this is important for me because I transfer large files to external drives. And also the third reason is that it is the best value in the X870E motherboards that I could find. Let me show you now the back panel of this board. So you have here the CMOS clear button, and this one here is for the BIOS flash, and this is the HDMI output. This USB port is 10 gigabits per second, and these 2 USB ports are USB 4 at 40 gigabits per second. You should know that these 2 USB ports use the PCIe 5 from the CPU. So if you put an M.2 drive in slot 2, the PCIe speed will be times 2 instead of times 4. So this is something to keep in mind. So these 3 USB ports here are 5 gigabits per second, and these 4 USB ports are 2.0, ideal for keyboard, mouse, audio, microphone, webcam, and so on. This is a 5 gigabits per second Ethernet port, and this one here is USB 10 gigabits per second, and this is USB-C 10 gigabits per second. These are the antennas for the Wi-Fi 7, and this is the line out, microphone in, and the SPDIF out. Let me show you the inside of the board and all the headers and all the connectors. So these are for the CPU. You can connect 1 or 2. It's better to connect 2, especially in my case, because I'll be using this high power AMD Ryzen 9950X. And if you continue here, you have this CPU fan header. This is the pump header, and this one here is system fan, and this is also for the system fan. This is addressable RGB. These are LED lights for the error codes, and also you have here a digital display for the error codes. This is the ATX 24-pin connector. This is the easy connector that connects this cable that has 3 heads, where you can connect the fan, you can connect RGB, and also other things. This one here is USB-C port. So this is an internal USB-C port that is 20 gigabits per second, and it is PD 27 watts. These are 4 SATA ports that are 6 gigabits per second SATA 3, and these 2 here are for USB-A 3.0 5 gigabits per second. So let's continue here. This is the front panel connector. This is a jumper to reset the BIOS. These are here ARGB connectors, and this is system fan and system fan 2. Overall, it has 6 headers for the system fans, and this is also a system fan. And this is here USB 2.0, USB 2.0, and this is PCIe power on top of the power that you give to the CPU and to the ATX. I'm gonna also connect it. And this is also a system fan. And this is here another ARGB connector, and RGB again. And this is the audio connector, and the audio is the Realtek ALC 4080 7.1 channels, and this is all for the headers. So this is the memory slots here. It can support up to 4 DIMMs, and it is DDR5, and also the maximum is 256 gigabytes. If you want to install 1 DIMM, you install it in the A2, which is this one. If you want to install 2 DIMMs, you install 1 in the A2 and 1 in the B2. And this is where you install the CPU. There's a plastic covering here now that you need to remove. push this latch down like this, pull it up, and pull this one up, install the CPU, and before closing the lid, remove the plastic covering, close the lid, make sure that it is well in place, and then push down the latch once again. And this is the M.2 one slot, which is PCIe 5, so it has an easy latch. Just push this one in like this, and you can remove it. And you can install here the M.2 drive, which is 2280 or 22110, so it supports both. And this is M.2 2, and this is M.2 3, and this is M.2 4. So the M.2 4 is PCIe 4, and also it has an easy latch here, and it can take 2280 maximum. And this one needs a screwdriver, so I'm gonna remove it. So once you unscrew it, you just remove it like this. And one thing I didn't mention about all the M.2 ports is that all of them has thermal pads and also have heat sinks. So this is a very good aluminum heat sink. So for the M.2 here, this is the M.2.2, this is the PCIe 5, and remember I told you if you use this one, the two USB 4 ports on the back will run on PCIe 5X2 instead of PCIe 5X4, and this one will also run at PCIe 5X2. So I'm not gonna put any NVMe drive for it for now, I don't need it. And this one here is PCIe 4. For the PCIe expansion slots, you have 3 of them. This one is PCIe 5.0 X16, and it takes its power from the CPU. And this one, you're gonna put your GPU in it. It has an easy latch here. So look at this one here. One press, it will open it with this button. And when you install the GPU, a second press, it will close it. This one here is PCIe 3.0 X1, and it takes its power from the chipset. And this is PCIe 4 X4, and also it takes its power from the chipset. Let me show you the back of the motherboard. And here you have the plate for the cooler. So if you have a cooler that has its own screws, you need to remove this here. And then, of course, you need to keep the plate and install the cooler. Now, on top of the specifications that I already showed you inside the motherboard and for its ports, I want to tell you that it has also Bluetooth 5.4, it has Wi-Fi 7, and also it supports RAID 0, 1, and 10 for its NVMe drives. Now, if you install a processor that is the 8000 series, it has many limitations on the ports and also on the PCI and also on the RAID configuration. So for me, it will not be a problem because my processor is in the 9000 series. My first impressions of this motherboard are mostly positive, and I like particularly 3 things about it. The first thing is that the protective plate of the ports comes pre-installed. The second thing is that the M.2 slots have heat sinks. And the third thing is that the PCIe expansion slots are spaced. So this way, if you install your GPU, it will not cover and hide the other slot, and this way you have the usage of the 3 PCI slots. Now, the only thing that I don't like about it is purely aesthetic, and it is that they provided a white antenna for Wi-Fi 7. I don't understand why they provided a white one, so I'm gonna contact MSI and try to get a replacement with the color black. If you wanna check out this motherboard from MSI, I'm gonna leave an affiliate link in the description. If you make a purchase using my link, I will gain a small percentage, but this is at no cost to you, and this will support my channel. If you liked my video, please share it, subscribe to my channel, and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm Eloy from Knowledge Sharing Tech. See you in the next video.